Imagine a future in which Swift, the established worldwide financial messaging behemoth, chooses to completely embrace blockchain innovation rather than oppose it by joining forces with Ripple, the firm that created the XRP ledger. This audacious action would usher in a new era when tradition and innovation coexist, marking a watershed in the history of international finance. Swift aims to lead the way rather than fall behind because it sees how blockchain technology may revolutionize the speed, transparency, and security of cross-border payments. Swift is proposing a historic merger with Ripple in response to growing competition and demand to modernize, according to a recently leaked deal sheet. In order to develop a smooth next-generation payment system for banks and financial institutions globally, the paper presents a vision for a single platform that makes use of Swift's extensive global network and Ripple's blockchain knowledge. Using the XRP ledger as its primary settlement infrastructure, this new company, tentatively named Swift Ripple Inc., would get ready for what might turn out to be the biggest technology initial public offering IPO in history. The startup intends to attract significant investor interest by combining Swift's established reach with Ripple's blockchain in order to establish a new benchmark for efficiency and trust in international transactions. By fusing the advantages of a half-century-old messaging system with state-of-the-art blockchain technology, the combination will transform cross-border money transfers and mark a significant change in global banking. If this arrangement is effective, it has the potential to change the financial landscape by enabling faster, less expensive, and more accessible foreign transfers than in the past. The material that was leaked is remarkable. The two businesses' emblems, which represent the new collaboration, are shown at the top. Important terms like XRPL as primary network and joint IPO plan are also included in the conditions. With the promise of much increased speed, reduced costs, and real-time settlement finality, this term sheet describes a phased transition in which the XRP ledger would replace Swift's legacy messaging and settlement infrastructure. Combining Swift's massive existing global customer base with Ripple's state-of-the-art fintech valuation, the estimated IPO valuation falls between $2,000 and $3 trillion. It's crucial to first take into account the particular difficulties that both businesses have been dealing with in the quickly changing world of international finance in order to fully comprehend why this merger is so alluring. Every company has its own set of challenges that have hampered its ability to expand and function effectively, in addition to its own strengths. Swift, which handles more than $5 trillion in cross-border payments every day, has long faced criticism for its cumbersome, costly, and even opaque procedures. The delays and lack of transparency have angered both banks and customers, particularly as demands for real-time payments have increased. Despite its widespread use, Swift just serves as a communications system that tells banks how to move money. It doesn't actually transfer the money. This dependence on numerous middlemen frequently results in inefficiencies and higher expenses for all stakeholders. In contrast, Ripple has developed a blockchain-based technology that settles transactions nearly instantaneously, with negligible fees and far more transparency. Although Ripple's technology provides a contemporary answer to the long-standing issues with cross-border payments, traditional institutions have not readily embraced it. Through the merger, Ripple obtains an unmatched entry into the global banking network, while Swift obtains access to cutting-edge blockchain technologies without having to create them from start. The widespread acceptance of XRP and blockchain settlements is accelerated by this collaboration, promises a new era of international payments that are quicker, less expensive, and more transparent. Despite its apparent surprise, this step is a logical progression. Through pilot projects, Swift has been investigating distributed ledger technology and digital assets, demonstrating its recognition that blockchain is a fundamental change rather than a fad. After surviving regulatory upheavals and establishing solid financial relationships across the globe, Ripple is poised to grow significantly. Together, Swift's widespread messaging and Ripple's settlement efficiency could create a force that completely reimagines international payments. According to insiders, necessity rather than ambition is the driving force for this merger. While Swift faces the possibility of becoming obsolete as new competitors use blockchain technologies, Ripple's technology is quickly gaining market dominance among fintech firms and emerging market banks that are keen for quicker cross-border transactions. Swift's place in the new financial order would be guaranteed by this merger, and Ripple would get the legitimacy and reach necessary to establish itself as the accepted settlement standard worldwide. The term sheet's IPO strategy is also as grandiose. The IPO, which is anticipated to begin in early 2026, has the potential to surpass past records due to the combined company's enormous transaction volumes and earnings. Given the size of international payments and the disruptive potential of blockchain, analysts predict that the combined business will be valued in the trillions. In addition to providing investors with liquidity, an IPO would solidify XRP's position as the foundation of global finance. The ramifications are significant for holders of XRP. Over 11,000 financial institutions globally would use the XRP ledger as their main settlement layer, which would result in an exponential increase in demand for XRP tokens. The token's scarcity and usefulness, when combined with Ripple's escrow procedures and growing real-world use cases, could push prices well above current projections, possibly hitting hundreds or thousands of dollars per coin. Additionally, this merger represents a more profound change in the global financial scene. The previously inflexible barrier between blockchain and traditional finance is eroding. Blockchain's durability has been confirmed by the entry of industry titans like PayPal, Visa, and BlackRock into cryptocurrency-related endeavors. When Swift and Ripple join, the old vs new debate will finally come to an end, indicating that blockchain is, quite honestly, the new mainstream rather than an alternative. However, there are obstacles to the combination despite its promise. International oversight and antitrust reviews will be part of the complicated regulatory approval process. There will be intense discussion of issues pertaining to governance and decentralization. Opinions differ even in Swift's own boardroom. While some members acknowledge that change is inevitable, others are afraid of the perceived image of joining forces with a blockchain business. Whether this historic accord moves forward or the status quo is maintained will be determined at an emergency board meeting that is soon to be held. It is impossible to overestimate the psychological influence on the market and crypto community. XRP, which is sometimes attacked for being too corporate or centralized for the cryptocurrency culture, would unexpectedly take center stage as the foundation of the whole financial system. Many thanks for listening. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Additionally, to be the first to know when I post new stuff, make sure you enable the alerts. I can't wait to see you again in the next video. Be careful.